Yeshlo, you're supposed to make the bracha b'oyer mareish. Every Motzei Shabbos, if you can find a candle. L'mein lo yoyer Motzei Shabbos. If you can't find the candle Motzei Shabbos, and tzarich lachazer acharav. You don't have to search for it. You don't have to lachazer acharav. Shor mitzvahs like you search for other mitzvahs. V'shalot titna bracha zol al zecher. It's only to commemorate. Shenivra oyer Motzei Shabbos, because the light was created Motzei Shabbos. Not l'adam adishim beis avonim. Adam adishim to two rocks. V'kishim zeh bazoi. And he hit one rock against the other rock, and the fire came out of it. We don't make a bracha and all the other thing on the time it was created. And the light, because it was also in Shabbos. That is a kilo nivra as if now it was created new. And you make a bracha in it at the time of the creation. Other Rishonim, as we'll see soon, I have a copy from one of the other Rishonim, learn it as two separate reasons. And there's two reasons for saying Boidei, Me'odei, Ha'esh, and Motzei Shabbos. One reason is because Adam Rishon saw the world got dark, and because the world got dark, he thought that it was for his sin, and he thought there's never going to be light in the world again. He was very nervous. The Eibishter gave him Deya, he gave him the Seichel to take two rocks. And he hit the two rocks, and out came fire. That's one reason. The second reason is...
But why he hit the rocks? What's the reason?
Amazing. God gave him the seichel. Yeah. God, not the badeya. He gave him the seichel to try something. He was the first inventor. Adam Rishon invented fire. That's one reason. The second reason that said is because it's also for us to do malachim. So therefore, now it's mutter to do fire. Shabbos was also to do, right? Like last week's parsha, now we'll do fire, right? For Shabbos, you're not allowed to do fire. So much Shabbos, you're allowed to do fire. Based on the different reasons of why we do the fire Motzei Shabbos, that's the different reasons of why we look at our fingernails. So if you say that the reason is because he hit the rocks, it's like we're going to learn soon in that Kolboy. This is a whole interesting thing about Adam Rishon. So that's why we look at we look at the fingers because you want to have the hanoah from the light. But why do we look at the fingers? So it has to do a whole thing with Adam Rishon. But
you don't look like the shadow. People look for the shadow.
Some people look for they're looking really on the fingers,
yes,
the line.
Or the choshech.
And some people look for or the choshech. Some people look for Choshech, many reasons. And that's a lot of those reasons have to do with Adam Rishon. And then there's a whole bunch of other reasons, like we spoke yesterday from the Tribus Agonim, that my hands were tied, it was also b'malacha, now it's mutter b'malacha. That goes with the second reason of why we do B'nai Aish. Because Aish was also on Shabbos, and now it's mutter b'Shabbos. The Alter Rebbe puts the two reasons together as if it's one reason. When did we say the Shen Tzar Lachzarach Motzei Shabbos? You don't have to look for the candle Motzei Shabbos. Ava Motzei Yom Kippurim Afil Shechol B'Choil Yeshem Shetzarach Lachzarach Bechzer Levishu Hu Bechaz Havdalah. There is opinions in the Rishonim that on Motzei Yom Kippur you must have a fire.
It's an type of fire.
You must. Shetzarach Lachzarach Bechzer Levishu Hu Bechaz Havdalah. It's part of the Berch Havdalah. Shmarach Livdalah Zayem Shayom Tov. That this Yom Tov of Yom Kippur is unique more than all other Yom Tov. You're not allowed to have fire. All other Yom Tov you're allowed to have fire, but only Yom Tov you're not allowed to have fire is on Yom Kippur.
Not Tadir and not Tadir, you don't go here. Yom Kippur is once a year. Every Motzei Shabbos you make Havdalah.
Okay.
You can go for that too.
The fire you make is different.
Todav and Todav is when you have two things that clash. You have to know which one goes first. Here's not an issue of clash. You're saying every Motzei Shabbos you have to have fire. But if you don't have fire, it's not that bad. But Motzei Yom Kippur, the fire is more important because that's part of the Havdalah really. A person that doesn't have a kois. A person that doesn't have a kois, he has to make a bracha on the fire right when he sees it. The same thing if he doesn't have a kois for Havdalah, so whenever he gets the fire, whenever he gets besamim, we should make a bracha on them. Mitzvah namufcha lavarach alavuka. Sheish ba'etzim harba moedes harba. The best thing is to have a flame that has a lot of wood, a lot of fire. We'll make it plural. The bracha we make plural. Loshen. Even if you make the bracha on the candle, you make there's a lot of colors in the fire. There's a lot of the different shades in the fire. So even if you have only one candle, it's the same bracha. But you should try to get a few candles together.
I have a daughter shall have it. She born before Hanukkah, and she's really flame.
So that's why you call it shalhevet.
Fire, yeah.
There's a candle of has oil. It has a few wicks. That's counted as avukah. Two wicks and one candle. If it's on one side of the candle coming out, that is avukah. It's considered a flame. Actually, the same with the Bakim Yachar. Two separate candles, but the wicks are touching each other, so the fire is touching each other. There is a avukah that's called a flame. There's a plural of light. If the fire is not glued together, every candle is on its own, even though they're close. Then it doesn't work. Unless he weaves them together, and made one candle, then it's like avukah even if the lights are not stuck together. He made it as if it's one thing. One is not counted on its own.
So the reason we have double candles is to make it avukah.
Right, I want to make avukah because that's what Hillel said to say boidim oidei ha'esh.
Double, yeah.
The table is osh lelikich Havdalah avukah me'etzim shechara. Don't take a thing with a bad smell. We have to have a good fire, a good smell. Motzei Shabbos. There's some people that have a minhag lahavdel avukah me'ner shel shayv. They use only from Shaiva. Truth is, Shaiva has a good smell.
But Shaiva is also melted very fast. Coming down.
Right. The Bach says an interesting thing. He says like this. He says, on Motzei Shabbos, the world stinks. Why? Because they heat up again the fires in Gehenna. So the world starts to smell. You know, it's like when you start a boiler after the whole summer, or you put in new radiators. You know, it stinks. So they stoke the fire again from the whole week. The Gehenna is just like, you know.
So Gehenna is
an
really
autopilot.
on this world?
Huh?
Gehenna is really on this world?
Some people have Gehenna of Devil.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's better to have it in this war than
that world, yeah. But some people manage to do both.
No, Alenu.
Yeah. So the world starts to smell. Plus, the Neshama Yeseda left. That's why we only smell B'samim on Motzei Shabbos, not Motzei Yom Tov. This is why, because Motzei Shabbos, it's two problems together. It's really too hard. It's hard to handle. You lost the Neshama Yeseda, and plus the whole world starts to stink because the fires of the Gehenna are starting to, incinerators in the Gehenna are being turned on. So also when it comes to the candle, you should do a nice candle. Don't get those candles that stink. Shaiva smells really pleasant, so it's fine. Right.
Yeah, we said it in the beginning, yeah.
Right.
I once actually had a torch.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do it here in America, but in Israel, when they have like a Hachnasat Sefer Torah,
There you go, torches.
yeah, actual
Here
torches.
too.
So I picked up a few, and you said Hachnasat Sefer Torah was
Oh, so then you have for yourself a torch. Yeah, very good.
Problem is, they don't smell it that good.
They don't smell that good. Good. The smelling bad is not a mefurish Gemara. Avuka is mufurish in Gemara. This that he says, Tevel is Oshel Elikach Havdalah, Avuka Meitzim Rechera. Okay, the Acharonim say it. It's a Sefer Chassidim, Shalah. I guess it's Mistabit to them. What's a Shabbos is... The Neshama is no doyevis. It's a Shabbos, so don't cause it more pain by stinking up the house. But Gemara it says Avuka.
He told him.
He doesn't call it
Halacha hey. Meila Avuka. Al yesh l'mitzvah of kaladik ner echad lavdola. If he has no Avuka, okay, as long as he has a candle. Chutz min ner amyuch l'har b'bayis, best thing is to have a special candle for Havdalah beside the candle that he has in his house. Even if he can't put them together, fine, as long as he has a new candle. In order to make the bracha, he has to be so close to him that he has to enjoy the light. How much? That he could use the fire. You're able to see the difference of a matbei from one medina and another medina.
But we're making dark, how you can see that?
When you turn on the candle, so there'll be enough light that we're going to learn this Gemara next week on Tuesday. So the Gemara is Machlokes. Some say that you don't need to have just a drop of light, even if you can't enjoy it. The others say, no, you have to enjoy it. The Gemara says, how much? The Gemara says two opinions. The one opinion is that you have to the difference of the coin of this country and the coin of another country.
Just to distinguish that it's not from the country that you're in.
Oh, it could be from this one. The difference of an American penny and a Canadian penny. Enough light to tell the difference. Because the Gemara says you have to see the difference of the coin. Who has coins Motzei Shabbos in their pocket?
That's my question.
That's our minig is to look at the nails. The Baal Shem Tov on Motzei Shabbos once asked his Talmidim a question. He said, Baal Shem Tov loved to have a lot of light. He said, it's dark in here. He says, what, do you want to... We'll all chip in, we'll buy candles, and we'll also buy mashke, and we'll have a malka together. Talmidim said it's a good idea. Baal Shem Tov said, I want to ask that everyone should take a coin, put into, to the hat, we'll go out and buy candles and mashke. Every student put his hand in his pocket, took out a coin, and put it in the hat, and they collected the money, and they bought candles and mashke. One of the Rabbeim, I think it was Tzemach Tzedek, that told the story, and he said like this: what happened here? It was a miracle, right? You think the Talmidim Baal Shem Tov had coins in their pocket, Motzei Shabbos, Machal Shabbos? Huh?
The coins, as a nest, came to the pocket.
Yeah. So he says, what do you think is the biggest miracle of the story? Chassidim said,
The coins.
the coins appeared in people's pockets, right? Who have coins in your pocket? No, he said that wasn't the biggest miracle. The biggest miracle was that they all put their hands in their pocket. They knew it was after Shabbos.
And no money there, and
They knew they had. So why did they put their hands in the pocket? Because they had such betochen in their Rebbe that the Baal Shem Tov said.
Put your hands in your pocket.
Yeah, so they didn't say, "Hey, wait, but we don't have any money." No. The story of that Arizal. That Arizal said he used to go out to the field before Shabbos to greet the queen, and he said to students, "Why don't we go to Yerushalayim for Shabbos?"
They didn't realize they were born.
So they said, "We'll go home. We'll talk to our wives." That Arizal said, we just missed the boat." Right? He said the Mashiach would have come. If we went now to Yerushalayim, Mashiach would come. But since they hesitated, they said, we'll talk to our wife, they missed the boat. The Baal Shem Tov Talmidim, they didn't even hesitate. They put their hand in the pocket. Okay. Yeah. Again, Sif Vav. You can't make the bracha on the fire, even if you see the fire. Actually, Samach Loi has to be so close. It has to be so close that the person can enjoy it. How much? It has to be so close that he could see the light. That he looks at from the light, he could see the difference of an American penny and the Canadian penny.
Cannot be the same from American penny and quarter. It's a different bear. It has to be
because
Medina.
that's easy to tell. From a penny to a quarter, you could even, when it's pitch dark, you go, because you can feel the size. But from an American penny to a Canadian penny, it's harder to tell. You have to have enough light to tell the difference. But now again, let's talk a little bit of Pranayim. The minig is you look at the nails, to see that he can enjoy the light, to tell the difference of one madbei to other. Just like the difference between the nail and the skin. The tzipernayim is a simon bracha that they grow. The shlid is b'tziporn the yad yamin, v'yachas ha'koyz b'smoil should hold the koyz b'smoil.
So also.
You see again, v'yesh liros. Remember yesterday we looked at the simon reish tzadik vav.
Yeah.
Yesh liros b'tziporn yad yamin. Now you're going to tell me this was a shigra delishna? This was it was stamazoy. This was not stamazoy. This is dafka. The Alter Rebbe says this.
He said, Simon Brocho, Shem Parod V'Rabot La'olam. What the Alter Rebbe saying over here? The body from a human being going when you're a child very fast. At certain point, the body stops going. The only thing keep going all the time, all our life, is the nails. That's the Simon Brocho. To learn from here that something
always have to grow.
Go.
This way you have to cut your nail all the time, because if not, it's a big nail.
But the point is that the body, the hand stand, something is that's Yiddishkeit that continue going.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's nice, yeah.
Always have to grow. Yeah.
Right, Motzei Shabbos, you're looking to see, okay, now I'm going into the week, how can I go? Took from Shabbos to the go.
Very nice. There is a minute to look at the hands. If you look at the sertute yadayim, there's a siman bracha. You should go like this. Your hands should hold on to a godel. Then you can see it's a pranayim in the calf at one time. Some people have the minhag that after they go like this, they also go like this. We said there's several reasons for that. First kofuf and then pashut. Just to give a look, I made a copy of one of the Rishonim that talk about. So we can just.
Great, thank you.
The Sfaradim, when they smell the besamim,
This have to make psumim fus and then shackle?
Huh?
This have to make psumim fus
Yeah.
and then shackle?
both. Psumim shackle. What they do, borei minei besamim, they smell it, and then everybody says, they're enjoying. And everybody make these notes.
But there's also a minhag to laugh, right?
No, laughing is by the kiddush. Or by Geffen.
By Kiddush?
Yeah.
Or not by Havdalah?
No.
By Havdalah in the kiddush.
Ah.
Not by
Like
kiddush. When you
this
make
with
Havdalah, you
the-
make a kiddush.
By Kiddush too?
When they do work, Pia Goffin. No, for
In the Havdalah.
Havdalah.
Oh, for Havdalah.
To start off the week with laughter.
Right.
You know why they're laughing? I asked somebody once.
Yeah.
They're laughing on the chol. They want the Shabbat to stay. You're a chol. What did you? We want the Shabbat to
And the
stay.
first time I experienced it, I thought maybe they look.
They're
Is
lunatic.
my zipper open or something?
Okay, look at the kolboi. In the third paragraph, when you make a bracha on the fire, you look at the nails. That we should multiply like the nails grow. Agoda. Chazal say in the Agoda. So there is a wild Agoda that says that the fire went out from the nails of Adam Rishon. But otherwise, the other Agoda is Yesh Agoda. That there's a wild agadata. That the fire came out from his nails. Let's have a look at the nails. That's like wild. There's another agad. Oily, woe is to me. The whole world became dark because of me. No, it's not Kadosh Baruch Hu. Bin, never leave, but they gave him Bina. No, he took two rocks and he knocked them against each other. The Yetzirah came out of fire. He made a broken of his gufa, and he looked in his body, and he saw he was naked besides his nails. Because really, originally he had nails on his whole body to protect him. But he lost it when he had the chait. So now he was able to see the damage. That's why they look at Tziparnaim. The whole reason we make a Baruch Rabbeinu Eish, according to the first reason, is because that's when the Rishon hit the two rocks. And that's when he noticed the difference of the skin and the nails. Therefore, we make Matzah Shabbos a bracha. The fish came to Chilas Briyose. Fish at Chilas Briyose Matzah Shabbos, Matzah Shabbos, was created then. The oid, and a second reason, it was also to have fire, and now it's mutter. So it's two separate reasons. As I said in the Alter Rebbe, in Sif Aleph, it looks like the Alter Rebbe says it both as one reason. The rest of the week you don't have to make a bracha. Why? Because there's no hefsek to the sanor. It's like a person made a moitzi. You don't have to make a second time a moitzi till the end of the meal. Because same here, you make a bracha for the fire all week. You can use fire, even if you don't actually use it b'poil, but you could. The koyach potentially can use it, so the bracha once a week will work. When a person have a masir, the Havdalah b'sam, but the b'sam you have to do every time. Shiriach b'm you smell.
Because a noa.
Yeah, because the old one is shivsek reach the pasuk anasai. Because when the reach stops, the noa stops. So the psalm has to make a bracha b'chol pam upam. Every single time he has to make it again and again. V'david avasha kosav ki lefikach in v'arachim b'chol yom ala'or lefish kvar nifta b'yotzam ha'odes. This is a different reason that Rosh says, because he already part of Yotzam ha'odes to gam kenor, which is also fire.
So why are we making it every day? The bracha. No, the question is the opposite. Why are we making it so every day?
Good question. But
because the nuo, the light that you had yesterday is not the light that you have today.
Right.
The nuo.
Right. It was the night. Yeah. So one teretz is that the whole week there was no hefsek. Second teretz is that the Yotzam ha'odes takes care of it. Weiter, Veroye, Behena Tziparnaim, Kedem Shevarach, he looks at the Tziparnaim before he makes the bracha. You see the emphasis? He makes a bracha in the Tziparnaim, what does he say?
Kodem Shivarach.
Kedem Shevarach. Shneimar V'yar Al-Gemezer V'yahadar V'yavdal. First V'yar, Nesoir, and then V'yavdal Olakim. Then comes Havdalah. No, go, let's tackle about Yesh Ala Yudayim. They look at the hand because there is some people that have a big chokhmah. They could look at the yeah.
But today the Rabbi said it's not
that we don't know people that know it.
They take money for it, but they don't know.
Yeah, they know how to take the money.
Yeah, that's the chokhmah.
In their hand.
That's the
in the hand. Yeah,
that's chokhmah they know.
That chokhmah they know. But to deliver good information now. But there used to be such a thing that there were chachamim and they knew to look at the hand.
They have a book, Chokhmat Hayat. They have a book. It's called Chokhmat Hayat.
Yeah.
My uncle used to use it. It's old books, maybe 400 years. People used to come to them, open a page, and you tell them things about their life.
Wow.
His name was Yosef Chaim, Ben Ish Chaim.
Oh yeah, that's named after the Ben Ish Chaim. Nogel zag bij je naam, of je gewoon mijn kinderen met maas met hebben ze dus laven. Waarom shlo yochel shulchan mavel mi umud? The man must be to stand up. And the neutel does a minimum work. Okay. Just
You were standing on the table?
No,
Oh.
I'm standing.
Because you said Sfaradi people are sitting by Havdalah.
Yeah, some people.
Standing.
You're standing.
Why say al shulchano?
That's me. No.
Shlo.
אוכל על שולחנו, יש
Yeah.
עומד על שולחנו. אותי זוכר על שולחנו. You're not sitting at the table.
Okay. Put the copy aside and let's continue. Halacha Zayin. Huh? This is Kolbe. It's one of the Rishonim. Okay. We're holding Halacha Zayin. Im Borch Mala'or, Shalav Shabbos, B'Shabbos. Malach Saveda. Can't make a bracha on a fire that didn't rest from doing Aveda on Shabbos. Has to be that it rested. Could go in there, short of Shabbos and Vorchel and Shabbos. Hell, Vanasa Malachas Avora B'Shabbos Aveda. The whole idea is that we didn't use fire on Shabbos. Now it's permissible to use fire, but this was lit on Shabbos. See, you can't do that. I feel like looking Norchel, even the guy did it for himself. It doesn't matter. Kim and Shema Yisrael, but look over all over as a Malachas Aveda. If the Yid would be Aveda, so let's call it Aveda. Because the whole thing is that Shabbos you're not allowed to use it, now we're allowed to use it, but this candle was lit on Shabbos, so there's no point of Beit HaMikdash in such a candle. And if he did make a bracha, he just make it all over again. But if the guy did it in a permissible way, for a chayla, even it doesn't have a danger, because he's allowed to have a guy do it. I feel he's told or you did it, and it was again permissible because he did it for chayla shel risakona. Ein zum malach saveda. It's not called malach saveda. Baruch Hu Shabbos can make a bracha mitzvah Shabbos. Chena shoshius. Shows that they like is velachas. Me'erev Shabbos ad mitzvah Shabbos. A flame that was lit, and it goes from Erev Shabbos until Mitzvah Shabbos, and Baruch Hu Mitzvah Shabbos. You can make a bracha on Mitzvah Shabbos. Ein zoi malachas aveda mashadolka b'Shabbos. This is not called the malachas aveda. Hoy al behudlike behete Erev Shabbos, since it was lit in Erev Shabbos. The bottom line is, you can't use for bottom at Eish something which is malachas aveda. Malachas aveda.
I mean, Avraham Avinu used Sarah's Imanu's candle. From Erev Shabbat to Erev Shabbat, you can use for
Very good, exactly.
From Gizon.
As you say, Yom Kippur is more. Yom Kippur has to be in Erev Shabbos. But Shabbos only gesund to hate. So Shabbos is only that it has to be you can't use a candle from Avodah Zarah. You're not allowed to have hanoah from the Tashmish Avodah Zarah. Even the candle you can't have hanoah. It's even the brachas on the fire. The fire has no mamish to it. There's no chisach of Avodah Zarah on the fire flame itself. Okay. If now you have a flame that's connected to a source of the flame, like coal, some of it is that's awesome, because the coal is a substance. Fire is no substance, the coal is a substance. It's a matzias. You're not allowed to, because it's also enough from the gechelas. Shabbos going to look about and say Shabbos. Which it does not. If you make a bracha, this is to make another bracha. It doesn't matter. If the Yid lit his candle from a candle from the Zohar, for that candle you're allowed to make a bracha. You're allowed to have enough. Even though it was lit from a flame from the Zohar, says no mamash.
That's why one candle could light 1,000 candles.
Right.
It doesn't take anything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So the goy the coals give you mamash something,
right.
But
right. That's the difference between Beit HaMikdash and Beit HaMikdash. Like the Rabbi Yochanan says that over here we say Ner Le'echod, Ner L'meya. Ner Lech, Ner L'meya. That's why we said they're all connected. That's why when Yochanan says one person makes a bracha, Rabbi Ahmad Ismail, the shul here. What connects them all? Because Ner Lech and Ner L'meya. It's the fact that candle everyone enjoys at the same time, so they're all connected. It would be interesting to know what was the minhag by Nasiya Chabad, like at home. Did that one person make the bracha and everyone listened by the Mereish Barim Samim, or because that's the Pashas Rebbe Mahadis Melech, like Basil says.
Today I see everybody's making the bracha.
Yeah.
They're all Havdalah, they're quiet, but
Right.
when it comes to
Mishabura says that that's the common minhag.
we do.
Mishabura says it's a common minhag, and he says doesn't understand why.
If you hate the Havdalah, why this party don't do it? So like, why the differentiation from between these two, the Havdalah?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a good cash.
In Turkey, some people make the whole Havdalah. They sing together with the guy, but when you can't compare a girlfriend, they don't say nothing. So maybe I saw this also.
Yeah.
Like they sing the whole Havdalah together with the person.
Also the bracha of
Beside-
itself?
Yeah, but beside the girlfriend.
Rebbe Marsov, sorry, I have a question. But if you make it in your house Kiddush,
Yeah.
and you give to everyone, you make a prayer gofen and andere need to also prayer gofen.
No. They have to listen and they...
Havdalah,
Havdalah?
regulation, everybody. If you say after you,
No. They
each
don't.
individual, no?
That is Yotze.
Only some people that every person makes Boda Modesh and Boda Min Psalm. Really, one person is supposed to say it and everyone says Amen. So there is a story told by Rabbi Khan's, Yerviel Khan's father. It was one of the years of Chag HaSukkos. And it was Motzah Shabbos, so they used to do Yak Nahaz, Yain Kiddush Neir Havdalah Zman. Chassidim were discussing if you're supposed to look at your nails or not. You do Neir. Yain Kiddush Neir. But you're supposed to, it's okay, you're supposed to look at the fire. Should you look at your nails or not? So Reb Zalman Aaron said, the brother that Reb Reshab said, I remember by my Zed Tzemach Tzedek, that he wouldn't, when it was Yak Nahaz, Yain Kiddush Neir Havdalah Zman, he'd make the bracha on the nair without looking at without looking.
Because you're going from Shabbos to Yom Tov, not Yom Chol, so it's different.
Why is it different?
You're not going to a Chol, you're still in Yom Tov, you're in the same high level, you went down to Chol.
It depends on which reason. If you say to Simon Bracha, Shabbos is a good Simon Bracha, why shouldn't you do it? If you say like the Chuvas Hagoinim, that my hands were tied, now it's also Mesiz Malacha, it's Mutter Mesiz Malacha. Okay, true. Now it's Mutter. Yeah, no, it's not full. And if you say it's a negative thing for Adam Rishon, so
Yom
again,
Tov, it's not
Yom Tov, you don't want to mention such things. Okay. It can be done. Oh, that's what he said. That's what the Zayda did. The Zayda,
He did not
that's,
look.
I think that's Minig Olam, that when you do Yain Kiddush Neir Havdalah Zman,
We're not looking at
yeah, I've never seen anyone do that. They look on the Tzipernayim when they do Yak Nahaz. But could be people do it. Part of it's not Minig Chabad. The Chassidim were in a big, were in shock. They said, you remember, Tzemach Tzedek passed away, you were 6 years old. So what do you
His
remember?
grandfather.
Yeah. So he said, I remember very well. He says, I remember that time on Pesach, by the Haggadah, I asked my Zayda Shayla. It says, Kulonu Chachomim, Kulonu Nevoinim, Kulonu Yoidim, Kol HaTorah. Kulonu Chachomim is Chochma, Kulonu Nevoinim is Bina, Kulonu Yoidim is Das. So why does it say Kulonu Zakenim also? What does Kulonu Zakenim add? So my Zayda showed me in his Haggadah that it was in Sogaim. It was a Nusach. It was a Take. According to some Girsos, you don't say Kulonu Zakenim. Just Kulonu Chachom, Kulonu Nevoinim, Kulonu Yoidim, which is Chochma Bin and Das. That was it. Another story is about the Rebbe Rashab. talking about Shabbos, Chilul Shabbos. Shabbos is also Malacha, Mutter Malacha. Okay. The Rebbe Rashab came to Petersburg, Jews are not allowed to live in. It's a special permission because your business, high society. The Russian guy gets shikir, right? But he needs a Jew to run the business. You remember Leib Gak? Leib Gak had a very prominent position in the government. Before
in the Jewish city.
In the communist government before it meltdown. He was assistant director of one of the biggest companies in Central. He decided when communism fell apart, he would have been one of the wealthiest people if he wanted. But he decided he didn't want anything. He just took a pile of cash, whatever he could put his hands on, and he came to the United States of America. He wasn't interested. Some of his friends became billionaires. Who do you think became rich? Not the common peasants on the field. It was the insiders, you know. But he wasn't interested in anything. He came to America. He used to daven in Beis Menachem Mendel till his last day. He was a wonderful person. Remember Leib Gak? So Leib Gak said that in his company, in many other companies, the Nachalnik was always a goy. The guy on top was to be a Russian goy with big anti-Semites. They are. The Nachalnik was always a goy. The second in command, always a Jew. Someone has to run the business. So the second in command was always a Jew. Okay.
Now also.
It's the same thing. Nothing changed. So Rebbe Rashab came to Petersburg to stay in someone's house. So he got a lot of invitations. There were from Eden also that were business people. There was one person, Nabach, was a Machal Shabbos. A big yichus, but it was a Machal Shabbos. The Rebbe Rashab took his invitation. So people were surprised. He came to the house. Obviously, he's a Machal Shabbos. He knows that Rebbe Rashab is not going to eat his food. But he asked them, "Can I give you a glass of tea, hot water?" So the Rebbe Rashab whispered, "Und the samavar was geteuvelt. Did you the pot with the hot water is that you teuvel in the mikveh?" So the person was embarrassed. He said, "No, I'm sorry." After the Rebbe Rashab stayed in his house for a few days and he left, from then on, this man had a big business. He had some shop on a big Nevsky Prospect, and that was it. After Rebbe Rashab left, the store was closed from then on, every Shabbos. So they understood why the Rebbe Rashab wanted to stay in his house. It was very subtle, but it had the effect. From then on, Yid wasn't a Machal Shabbos. He, in a sweet way, he affected him that he should become a Shomer Shabbos.
Derechea Dechenoan.
Exactly. Okay. And tonight's shir is special schus Lila Nishmas. The son's mother, Naima.
But
Farcha. She should Mitzvah have a lichtige Gan Eden. She should be a Melech Yosef for Klal Yisrael. She should have Mashiach Tzidkenu.
Today, Yom talking about